Let's discuss about the types of redox reactions. So we are going to discussing here. So what types of the redox reactions will be there? So you know this one. So you already studied in your lower classes, right? So those reactions are nothing but the combination reactions, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, and disproportion reactions. So let us study one by one types of reaction. So in that one, first one we are going to study the combination reaction. So what it tells here, the chemical reactions in which two or more substances, that may be elements or compounds, they combine to form the single substance, or sometimes two substances also will come. But our rules tells that the compulsory they must be containing the two or more substances must be there. What are those two or more substances means? They are nothing but the purely reactants. They are nothing but the reactants. So let's take example here. First one, let's take here carbon plus oxygen, because there are two reactants. So product will be single substance, that is called carbon dioxide. Meanwhile, we should also maintain their oxidation number also. What about this carbon? Because it is a monatomic or it is in free state, and it is also called as uncombined state. So that's why its oxidation number should be 0. What about this oxygen molecule? This comes also 0. Why? Because oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen molecules, so they are also called as the oxidation number 0, because we have already studied in the rules, right? So C plus O to CO2. And what about this valency? Oxygen is always divalency, -2. What about the carbon valency? That is always +4. Because when you look at the structure of this carbon dioxide, right, you should write like this structure. When you look at the carbon dioxide structure, so 2 bonds and 2 bonds, total 4 bonds will be there. So that's why it is going to be maintain the +4 valency. Let's take a simple example. Fe plus S, that is going to form the ferrous sulfide. So here also it is uncombined state 0. This is also 0. But what about here? So this is a +2. Why it is +2? Because this is an electropositive metal. Iron is a metal, right? So this is sulfide -2. So this is also this is an example for the combination reaction. Let's take one more example, that is called methane compound plus 2 oxygen molecules. We are going to obtain the carbon dioxide plus 2 water molecules. So let's maintain the balance here. First we should see this one reactant side. Everything is balanced or not? Yes, everything is balanced here. What about the carbon valence here? Carbon valence here -4, because hydrogen is highly electropositive. So this hydrogen should be +1 will be there. The oxidation number. We should not look at this one, because hydrogen is +1 will be there. So this 4 comes to this side, right? So when the sign changes will be there, -4. What about oxygen? That should be 0. You should not look at this number. Oxygen molecule, right? 0 will be there. What about the carbon dioxide? Yes, carbon dioxide is same as that is only +4. It is -2. What about in this case? So hydrogen will be, so what about oxygen? That is -2 will be there. So this is +1 should be there. So these are the example for the combination reactions. Meanwhile, we should also maintain their oxidation numbers. Let's discuss about the second one reaction, that is called decomposition reaction. So the chemical reactions in which a compound breaks down into 2 or more substances. I mean, the reactant must be containing only one substance will be there, but product may be 2 or more substances. So let's take an example here. First one, I take the water molecule. Meanwhile, we should write their valence, right? Oxidation number. So hydrogen will be +1. What about this oxygen? That comes to be -2. What about the in this case? So that comes to be 0, 0. So this is the best example for the decomposition reaction. Let's take one more example, that is called sodium hydride. Sodium hydride means hydrogen gas will be eliminated here. So in order to maintain this one, I am going to write as a 2 here in the reactants and 2 Na. So write the oxidation number here. So Na means always +1, right? We have studied the one of the rules tells that when the hydrogen combines with the alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, the positions of their valence should changes. In case of alkali metals, the hydrogen oxidation number or valence that comes to the -1 here, right? So before going to this one, you should read all the rules of the oxidation numbers, and it is in the element state, I mean uncombined state. So therefore it will be 0. This is also 0. And if you take one more example, KClO3, this is a simple reaction. So in this case, what happens? Let's see here. So if you don't know this Cl, right? If you don't know this oxidation number, let me tell how to find out this one. KClO3. So this potassium, you know this one. So this comes under the alkali metals. That is called group 1 elements. So this is, if you don't know, this you are going to take it as X. Oxygen, you know this one. So let's find out the oxidation number for this chlorine. Therefore, +1. How many potassium will be there? 1. Its valence will be +1. You don't know this one. That we are going to take it as X plus. How many oxygen will be? 3. What about its valency? That is -2. Is there any charges here? There is no. That's why it is 0. So therefore 1 plus X minus 6, that is becomes to 0 here. So here what happens? 1 that is -5. X is equal to +5. Going to get the valence oxidation number for this chlorine will be +5. So this is the simple way to find out here. So potassium, you know this one, that is called +1 always, because this is an alkali metal. Oxygen will be -2. What about this chlorine? We find out this one, that is how much? +5 comes here, right? So when it break down into it forms the KCl plus oxygen molecules. That is, I am going to balance it here. So like this, 2 KCl. So 2 KCl, 2 KClO3, 3 O2. So because 3 oxygen, 3 oxygen. So what about this oxidation state? I mean oxidation number, that should be 0. What about in this case? Potassium +1, chlorine will be -1. So these are all the examples for these 3 examples for the comes under the decomposition reaction. So I take one more reaction, and one thing very important note here: all the decomposition reactions, they should not be involved in the redox reaction. So all they need not to be redox reaction, right? So let's take one more that type of the exception case here. Let's take some of the example, that is called calcium carbonate. So this you know very well. It is the best decomposition reaction that forms the calcium oxide along with carbon dioxide. So let's set up for the oxidation over here. Calcium means this comes under the alkaline earth metals. Therefore oxidation number will be +2. What about this carbon? You know very well, that should be always +4. What about this oxidation number should be -2. So here calcium is +2. What about this oxygen? -2. And this you know +4 as well as this is -2. So this reaction which does not comes under the decomposition reaction, even though it is a decomposition reaction, but this reaction which does not come under the redox reaction, because so when you look at this all types of reactions, let's take here hydrogen and oxygen. So from the reactant to productant, the oxidation number must be changing here. So that type of reaction that comes under the redox reaction. But what about this calcium carbonate? So all the oxidation numbers when you look at the reactant as well as product, they should be same, because +2 and here +2 and here +4 carbon +4, oxygen -2 everything is same, right? But when you look at these compounds, Na in this reactant, sodium +1, here -1 will be there. What about the product? So the oxidation number will be changes, right? So whenever in the reaction the oxidation number changes from reactant to product or product to reactant, so this type of reactions comes under the redox reaction. So this is, even though it is a decomposition reaction, but it does not comes under the redox reaction because of the oxidation number in a reactant as well as product, they are same. Let's discuss about the type 3 here, that is called displacement reaction. So the chemical reactions in which an atom or ion of a compound is going to be replaced by an atom or ion of the another element. So this is a simple general form here. So that is called A plus BC, that gives rise to AC plus B. So what happens here? So according to the statement, so it is a chemical reaction in which an atom or ion of a chemical compound, this compound is going to be replaced by an atom of the another element. So like this, it is a general form. Let's take in simple examples here. So for this one I am going to take as an zinc plus copper sulfate. Meanwhile, we should maintain their oxidation numbers also. What about zinc? Zinc should be 0, copper that should be +2, and oxygen should be -2. What about the sulfur? We know this one. While solving so many problems based on the sulfuric compounds, so sulfur is always comes as the +6 only. So because if you take the simple reaction here, so this is an +2. So if you take it as X, so what happens here? 4 valence will be -2, right? So -8 +2 becomes -6. That goes to that side, that becomes the +6. Therefore zinc plus copper sulfate. Here what is going to form here? zinc sulfate is going to be formed, so copper is going to be eliminated here. So that is called here change of the oxidation number 0 to +2, this is -2, this is +6, sulfur is +6, oxygen -2, zinc +2. What of this copper? 0. So this type of reaction comes under the displacement. So here the metal copper which is going to displacing from the copper sulfate, right? So we are going to obtain the copper compound here. This is called an displacement. So this type of reaction we are going to call as the metal displacement, because copper and zinc is the metals, right? So that's why this type of reaction comes under the metal displacement. Let's take one more example. Fe2O3 plus 2 aluminium. So what is the form here? Once again, so we are going to obtain the aluminium oxide Al2O3 plus 2Fe. So what happens? Here the metal iron which is going to be displacing from this Fe2O3, right? So this type of reaction is also called as the metal, because aluminum is a metal, this is a metal. So this type of reaction which comes under the metal displacement. So they are going to call as the metal displacement reaction. So what about the oxidation number here? So this will be 0, right? So what about this one? Fe means that is becomes, how to calculate this one? So that is 2x minus 6, that is equal to 0. What about the oxidation number here? That becomes the +3. So iron +3, this is -2. What about this aluminum? That is 0. Here what happens? Or also you know this one, cross rule, right? So that comes as the +3 and this is -2. So this 3 comes here, this 2 goes like this here. Or once again, this 3 comes here, this 2 goes like this here. So this is called crisscross rule, right? By crisscross rule also we are going to find out the oxidation number. So these are the examples for the metal displacement reaction. Let's take non-metal displacement reaction. So now we discuss about the non-metal displacement. Non-metal displacement reactions here. So what type of the examples we can see here? So that I take the calcium. So this is a metal. Now I am going to take the water molecules. So this is a calcium, 2 water molecules. What is the form here? We are going to obtain the calcium hydroxide. What is the eliminating here? We are going to eliminate the hydrogen gas. So this type of reaction is where here the hydrogen molecule which is going to be displacing from the water molecules. So here this water is a non-metal, right? It is an example for the non-metal. That's why this type of reaction comes under the non-metal displacement reaction. So here the calcium, whatever this oxidation number, that should be 0, and here hydrogen 0. What about this water molecule? This will be +1, this is -2. Similarly here this is +2, this is -2, hydrogen will be +1. So these are the example for the non-metal displacement reaction. If I take magnesium plus 2 water molecules, so what we are going to obtain? So similarly we are going to obtain the magnesium hydroxide along with hydrogen gas. So states we are going to write here +2, -2, +1. So +1, -2, this will be 0. So these are the examples for the non-metal displacement. So here what are going to be displacing here? Here hydrogen molecules will be going to be displacing from the water molecules. Let's take few more example types of few more example. That is also comes under the non-metal displacement reaction. Now I am going to take the calcium plus 2HCl. So here the hydrogen is going to be eliminated from the water molecules. Here the hydrogen gas which is going to be eliminated from the acids, because HCl is an acid, right? So what we are going to obtain here? We are going to obtain the calcium chloride CaCl2 plus what we are going to eliminate? Hydrogen gas. So this is also comes under the non-metal displacement. So here hydrogen is not a metal, right? So this is a gas. So this is going to be displacing from the hydrochloric acid. So here 0, this will be 0, and what about HCl? So this is +1, this is -1. Similarly, calcium should be +2 and chlorine will be -2. Sorry, this is -1, right? Because halogens will be having always -1, right? If you take one more example, zinc plus 2HCl, you are going to obtain the zinc chloride. plus hydrogen gas we are going to eliminate here. So once again 0, this is minus 1, this is plus 2, this is plus 1, minus 1, this is 0. So this also comes under the non-metal displacement reaction. Let's take a few more example, that is Cl2 plus 2KBr. We are going to obtain the 2KCl plus Br2. So this is, and here what happens here, you can see here, this is potassium, this is chlorine, means so the displacement which is going to be displacing here, halogen groups, halogen atom which is going to be displacing from this compound, right? That is called potassium bromide. So here this bromine is going to be eliminating here from this compound. So this is called, this comes under also non-metal displacement. So this type of reaction is called halogen compound is going to be displacing here. So what happens? So this will be 0, this will be 0. This is plus 1 step, minus 1 step, plus 1 step, minus 1 step. One more example, Cl2 plus 2Ki. So I am going to forming the 2KCl plus iodine. So this will be 0, 0, plus 1, minus 1, plus 1, minus 1. So this is about the displacement reaction. So these are the example. This is called metal. This is called metal displacement reactions. Displacement reaction. This is called. These are the examples for the non-metal displacement reaction. In that non-metal displacement reaction, so these will be examples for the displacing hydrogen molecules which are going to be displacing from the water molecules, and these set of reactions are the example for the hydrogen gas which is going to be displacing from the acids group, right? So here this type of two sets example, these are for the displacement of the halogen compounds. So this is also, these comes under the displacement reactions. Let's discuss about the last one, that is called the last type of the redox reaction, that is called disproportionation reaction. So a chemical reaction in which an element in one oxidation state is simultaneously oxidized and reduced. So that is nothing but the simultaneous oxidation and reduction takes place. That is nothing but the redox reaction. That is, the element must have at least 3 different oxidation states. So let's take an example for this one to understand this definition. But I am going to take one example, that is called hydrogen peroxide. So here you know this one. One of our rules says that in oxidation number, the oxygen valency, that is our oxidation number, always -2, right? Always oxygen. But in the case of some exceptions like hydrogen peroxide and sodium oxide, so that oxidation number for oxygen that comes to the -1. So that comes to the -1. And the hydrogen will be +1. So that can be decomposing to form the 2 water molecules plus oxygen molecule. So here let's take the oxidation number, oxidation number here for hydrogen +1, this is oxygen -2, this will be 0 here. So here what happens? So you can see here, this can be changed, this oxidation number -1, that is changes from -1 to -2. So this is called reduction. Whereas this -1 state to 0, this is called oxidation. So that's why according to our definition does that a chemical reaction, so in which simultaneously the process of oxidation and process of the reduction takes place, along with the one more condition is going to tell that they must have at least 3 different oxidation states. That I am going to take here oxygen. In this case, in the first compound, here what is the valence, oxidation number of this oxygen, that comes to the -1. So whereas this in the product side, first one, that is forming the oxidation number, there is -2. What about the second product? We are going to obtain the oxidation number will be 0. So in this cases, the oxygen number is going to be changing their valency or oxidation number. So that is how many times? They must have at least 3 different oxidation states. So like this, in this case, the oxygen is obeying the 3 types of different oxidation states in a chemical reaction. So let's take one more example. So that is called chlorine plus 2OH minus. So that is going to form the Cl minus plus ClO minus plus water. So here what happens? So let's write the oxidation number here. So in this place chlorine, that should be 0. and in this case it is -1. In this case +1. We are going to mentioning the only the oxidation number of the chlorine. So here 0 to -1, right? 0 to -1 state we are going to call as the reduction. We are going to call it reduction. Whereas 0 to +1, that is called oxidation. So a reaction which is going to be having the process of simultaneous oxidation. So this Cl to ClO minus, that is when you change, you can look at the oxidation number of this chlorine molecule. Here in this case 0, in this case +1. How to find out this one? ClO minus. How to find out the oxidation number of chlorine here? So let's take here X for the chlorine plus how many oxygen? 1 oxygen. What about the valency of oxygen? That is -2. That is equal to the charge is going to be mentioned here, that is called -1. So simple calculation, x minus 2 is equal to -1. Therefore x is equal to 2 minus 1, that comes the +1. So therefore in this ClO minus, the oxidation number for chlorine will be +1. When 0 to +1 state, right? 0 to +1 means loss of 1 electron. Loss of 1 electron we are going to write it as oxidation. What about here? 0 to -1, that is going to be reducing, that is called reduction. So in this case the reaction which is having simultaneous oxidation and reduction, as well as the three different, they should possess the three different oxidation states here. So here in this case chlorine is showing the 0 oxidation state. In this state they are going to be showing the -1 oxidation state, whereas in this case they will be showing the +1 oxidation state. Here 0, 1 oxidation, 1, 2, 3. Three types of different oxidation states they are showing, and also they are having the involving the process of the oxidation and reduction. So this type of reaction we are going to call as the disproportionation reactions.